We have a Fox News alert. Israel delaying the release of 620 Palestinian terrorists until Hamas agrees to stop humiliating spectacles for innocent Israeli hostages being released. Yesterday, in a final act of cruelty, Hamas forced 2 Israeli captives to watch their fellow hostages being released before returning them to tunnels. George Birnbaum served as Chief of Staff to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He joins us now. Thank you for joining us this morning. So
Good morning, Charlie.
It's kind of mind-blowing as a spectator to all of this. If a civilized country, even if Russia were to do something like this, the gates of hell would open, the UN would condemn them, and the world would put an end to it. But for some reason, that doesn't seem to happen here.
Well, Israel and the Jewish people have always been treated a little bit differently than everyone else. History pans that out, and it's no surprise that even now it's happening. I will say, Charlie, that it's really bad when even the High Commissioner for the UN Committee on Human Rights, Volker Turk, puts out a statement condemning what Hamas did with the coffins of the Bibas family and the other Israeli hostage slain in captivity. What they have done, both with the living hostages and dead hostages, is appalling and just speaks to the depravity of Hamas and their ideology. And of course, I also want your viewers to remember that these ceremonies are taking place in front of thousands upon thousands of what most of the world likes to call innocent Gazan civilians. They're cheering, they're applauding, they're clapping. These are not innocent civilians. These are people who are cheering terrorists, and these are people who are cheering the depraved acts of terrorists and the way they treat living and dead hostages.
So I think you bring up a really important point here, because civilized humans look at this and they think it's such a terrible spectacle that makes Hamas look so bad. So you kind of ask yourself, well, what are they doing this for? What's the propaganda value when all civilized humans around the world who are watching this see it as disgusting? What is the purpose of their doing it? And I think you just touched on it.
They are trying desperately to hold on to power and exert an image that they are still in control. Their days have been numbered ever since October 7th, and they will be numbered until every single last one of them is eliminated from the face of the earth. Israel will not rest, even after every hostage is released and every body is returned, until these murderous terrorists are eliminated from the face of the earth. But they are desperately trying to cling on to power in Gaza and show the people of Gaza, as well as their allies in Lebanon and most of all in Iran, that they are still in power.
So for a lot of us watching, I thought that the bombing campaign for the past year and a half was going to put an end to the Hamas rule. Clearly, it has not. You seem to be confident that these are their last days. Why are you confident of that?
For one, Israel now has a new ally in the White House in Donald Trump that has given the full support to the prime minister and the Israeli people that whatever Israel needs to do to wipe out these terrorists, they have the backing of the White House and of the American people. That goes a long way. And that means that this is not a short game. This is a long game. And if you'll remember, Charlie, even after the Munich massacres in 1972 at the Olympics, many of those terrorists thought they were safe for years after the end of the massacre in 1972. And Israel stayed the course and took them out eventually. So whether or not this is a matter of days or weeks or months or even years, it's unclear. But they will be eliminated, and they will no longer walk the face of this earth at some point.
Well, I hope you're correct. George Birnbaum, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Have a good morning.